In late 2022, it was announced that Guardians of the Galaxy director James Gunn would be writing and directing a new Superman movie. For years, the internet has been torn as this came off the success of the Suicide Squad movie in 2021 and the spin-off TV series Peacemaker. Superman doesn't exactly sound like his cup of tea, so a lot of fans, myself included, were unsure of what this would be like. After a suit reveal and leaked set photos, we now have a first look at the Big Blue in action, and I'm excited. Before we get into the breakdown, however, please like this video, and if you like it enough, subscribe. It'd mean a ton. And if you're already subscribed, thank you so much, sincerely. It's been a lot of fun to get making these videos as frequently and consistently as I have this year, and I really want to make sure I do them more into the next. Now, on to the trailer. When I watched it the first time, I genuinely did not think of who he was whistling for until it hit me that Crypto is in one of the first official looks at the movie. He's adorable, and I think even his look is more humble than some smooth, stereotypical, tough-looking dog. Remember when people were talking about how bad a fake dog looked? Why are people like this? But then we get this fantastic montage, starting with Superman saving the little girl from the stick of dynamite, something right out of a Golden Age comic, to our first look at Nicholas Hoult, an incredibly well-rounded actor. And that really cool angle of Soups punching the glass out of the case, like the way the camera just like, and you get the whole, so cool. Already from the coloring, something gone from all superhero movies since Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy, and the interesting camera work mentioned, we can see that from a technical aspect, this movie is going to be different. There's another emotional gut punch of the shot of the child holding up a flag with the Superman logo on it, and he closes his eyes like praying for Superman. If that shot doesn't at least pluck a heartstring, I don't know what to tell you. And that's my biggest takeaway from the trailer, is the feeling I got from watching it. I get goosebumps, chills, my eyes water a little bit because it's so nice to see someone show on a baseline level what made superheroes and the comic book medium in the first place: inspiration. Superman is, has, and always will be a symbol of hope. That's what this trailer has in spades, and it's astounding that it's taken this long for a studio to get behind that without trying to franchise him or make the audience look at him in a super philosophical way. I'll always appreciate Man of Steel and understand the more serious approach to this iconic character, but after watching the very first Superman movie for the first time this year, I totally get why people say Christopher Reeves is still their Superman, because he perfectly embodies him in a movie that understood him. That's not a dig at Zack Snyder either. I just can already feel a bigger connection to this style of Superman versus Man of Steel and the whole Snyderverse. In fact, this movie is not without Snyder influence, particularly one of my favorite sequences in Dawn of Justice, when the world debates the existence of Superman as he's out saving people across the globe. Based on the trailer, I'm assuming we're going to get a lot more of that, which will be really nice to see, especially without the caveat of Batman trying to kill him before and after. There will be other metahumans in the movie, though. After a group of protesters harass Superman on his way into a building, we get the first look at none other than Guy Gardner, played by Nathan Fillion, which, good lord, his hair. It's ridiculous, and in that sense, comic accurate. I like Nathan Fillion as much as the next guy, and I think he's going to have an absolute blast being just a complete tool here. There's also Hawkgirl, played by Isabella Merced, whom I've enjoyed in the past movies I've seen her in, as well as Mr. Terrific, who I know very little of, but I thought he was a really neat part in Final Crisis, and I know he's a member of the JSA. And we also see Metamorpho, who I did not recognize, or even know, admittedly. Knowing Gunn, he's going to be a standout character, since he's one of the weirdest looking characters, and I hope to know a bit more about him before the movie comes out, or at least right around release. And then there's the ongoing chanting of Superman, Superman, which is a really cool thing in trailers whenever there's like something like chanting, you know, like some idea just like building. It's a surefire way to get hyped, especially with showing just how much people need him. An interesting choice, I thought, is that after all this building excitement and action, it winds down, and he and Lois Lane, after kissing like 10 times, are holding hands, looking outside at something huge happening in the city. They turn towards each other and she just embraces him. It's once again taken aback because we get this shot of him flying up into the sky, the iconic Superman thing, and I thought the trailer was just going to cut off there and then say Superman, but it doesn't. After getting a glimpse of his incredible strength in fighting a super big, fire-breathing monster in the city, the trailer doesn't leave us with how powerful Superman is, but why he fights and who he's fighting for. And I think that's really beautiful. From this trailer, I have incredibly high hopes. I do believe a man can fly. But for the first time in ages, I feel like Superman will be actually relatable. In reality, nobody can soar through the skies, take a lit stack of dynamite to the chest, or fight aliens or monsters from other planets. But we can always do the right thing, or help someone, sometimes both at the same time. Superman shouldn't be a cautionary tale of the dangers of too much power. He should be a reminder of the good things humanity can do, accomplish, and right now fix. And in this trailer, I think he was. After watching this trailer, I realized that I have actually not seen all of the live-action Superman movies. I've seen everyone Henry Cavill was in, or Henry Cavill, I always forget how to say it, the very first Christopher Reeves one, and that's about it. And so, starting this new year, in preparation and in comparison to Gunn's upcoming flick, I'm going to watch, then rank, all of the live-action Superman movies. Yes, even the third and fourth Reeves one and that reboot with Brandon Routh. I saw the Brandon Routh one when I was like 5, and the only thing I know and remember is that Kevin Spacey, being a truly despicable human being with far too much money, aged really well. I will probably go back through Dawn of Justice, but I'm unsure about Zack Snyder's Justice League, the only Justice League movie that exists, and mostly because there's other heroes involved, and it's more about getting Superman back. Like, he's definitely like a core part, but it's not a Superman movie. I also don't know when I'll find the time to watch a 4-hour movie. Again. The only set exclusion right now is the currently highly rated Superman, the documentary about Christopher Reeve's life and his time playing the Man of Steel. I have not watched it yet, but it is currently on Max, and I'm going to attempt to catch it before the year ends. Those are my thoughts on the Superman trailer. Comment down below what you thought of it and if you're excited. Or, what are your favorite Superman stories? It can be a comic, movie, TV show, anything. I'm really curious to see what people think about this movie, whether they're super nerdy, read every comic about him, or just see the movies. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you same exact time, same exact channel. Good night.